How exciting is it to hear so many supporters coming in and showing their love and showing that they are behind you?
It is humbling, and it's wonderful to be back to where life in America, in Providence, started for me. What I do hope throughout this journey, in this race, that I make every single one of them proud, because many of them have been part of the journey here and have helped me to get to this place that I am today. So it's humbling.
You said something powerful back there about this is going to be the longest run, the toughest run.
Yeah.
Or a financial contribution.
It's not an easy journey, but a bunch of the topics you mentioned: education, housing,
the next mayor of the city of Providence.
Violence in the streets, policing. I'm sorry. Walk me through each one of them. How are you planning on make things happen, help out the community, make everything work out? First of all, education.
So one thing I want to say, as a city council person, I've had started the work in setting the foundation, whether it's passing a resolution to make sure that our children have the social emotional needs in our schools, whether introducing an ordinance which would incentivize development of affordable housing and also supporting a housing bond so that we can allocate funding to affordable housing, to even bringing our public safety together to have conversations with community members, and also designing a framework for a crisis response team within the city of Providence and within our public safety infrastructure. The work has started. What I hope to do in these next few months in this year is to continue to meet with people throughout the city of Providence, understand the individual neighborhood needs, and continue to build my policy. But it will be informed by the residents, because as I stated today, this is our campaign, this is our city, this is our future, and I'm going to bring people together, and we'll be rolling out our policy platform.
That was education, right?
That was education.
Education. So.
I covered everything. I think.
You did. Can I ask about one thing I've been noticing covering this Senate District 3 campaign is that climate change, the environment comes up a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that I heard you mention it specifically, but is there any thoughts you have on that?
I did say creating a resilient city.
Yes.
And I did say, making investments in our ports and hurricane barriers.
Right.
Climate change, we won't have a future if we don't make the investments in climate change. We just passed one of the most comprehensive environmental legislation in our state. We need to implement that. And so that is a priority. I mean, we're surrounded by water. We're on water.
Sure.
So we need to make the investments in climate change so we have a future for our young people.
And specifically on the port, like there's moves now to increase the fossil fuel imprint there and stuff like that. What are your thoughts on the Port of Providence specifically?
Well, you were there during LNG, and I was one of the people testifying that we do not want anyone further bringing toxins into our port, into that particular area, which has one of the highest asthma rates. But again, we're going to be rolling out our policy around environmental justice. I'm going to be speaking with the environmental justice groups. I already reached out to them. And climate change, building a resilient city has to be part of that foundation, my policy foundation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Going back to my second part of my question. Yesterday we had two shootings in Providence this week. It's been happening now more often than usual. Police safety. People come to Providence and they come to this country to be safe, feel safe. How is this? How can this problem be solved? What's the plan?
Safety is a complex issue, and I agree with you. I came to this country, my parents left to escape a dictatorship. In fact, my grandfather was murdered because of unsafety and political unrest in Haiti. So we have to look at policing from a comprehensive lens. We have to make sure that we're investing in our neighborhoods. Listen, just taking a step back. We have seen an influx of violence throughout the nation. This pandemic has hurt many communities. People are struggling. They're struggling. They're desperate. So what people are saying, and I had a community meeting with public safety community members, organizations that are at the grassroots level doing the work. And what they're telling me is we need to invest in our neighborhoods. We need community policing model. Our city, actually Providence, signed on to be part of a community policing model during the Obama administration. Let's start implementing some of those strategies. And we also need to make sure that we're partnering with organizations like the Nonviolence Institute. And we also have police officers that understand the communities that they serve. Again, it's a complex issue. We're not going to solve it overnight. But I know what it feels to lose someone as a result of gun violence. So that will be a priority of mine. So that regardless of where you live, you feel safe.
Councilwoman, I asked you this question, Amy from Projo. We talked on the phone one time. Nice to meet you in person. I asked you about a couple months ago whether or not you supported potentially giving more resources to our police department. You said you didn't think that was quite the right direction to go in. As you know, obviously, there are about 100 members down from the CompStack levels. Closure rate hasn't been that great this year. Illegal guns still a big issue. Do you stand by that statement that they don't need more people on the street, more officers?
Well, I didn't say they don't need more people in the street per se, but what I said is that we do have to take a comprehensive approach. One, we have a major fiscal issue in our city. We have a pension liability that's hurting our city's finances. So whatever investments that we make, we have to have a plan. We have to be strategic. If the police department's saying these are the resources they need, we need to understand how those resources are going to be used, how we're going to partner with community-based organizations, community-based resources, and work collaboratively to address the safety issue within our city. It's not a one strategy approach. Addressing violence, creating a healthy city requires community investing, requires community policing. I don't know if you were at council meeting, I said we need a community policing model. I've said that. I've repeated that over and over again. Violence is happening in the city. Have you seen people on foot patrol engaging with the community? Have you seen that?
No.
Okay. So we need a plan, right? A comprehensive safety plan, and then we need to implement it. But that plan should include community voices and should build trust within the community. You can't police without the community.
And you also mentioned pension, obviously, financial issue facing the city. Do you support the mayor's previous proposal of the pension obligation bond, or do you have other ideas?
So I actually spoke up about it, and I said I'm very apprehensive because it is a risky approach. One of the things that I worked on as a junior council member is on the pension report. I was part of the pension working group. I worked with my former council member, Sam Zurier, and we met with the experts, and then we outlined recommendations on how to address our pension liability. We should start implementing those recommendations. We haven't done that yet. So I look forward to rolling out my policy. I look forward to talking to community members. I look forward to talking to our experts so that we can finally have solutions that are practical, that we can implement to make Providence a safer Providence, an equitable Providence, and a Providence that we can move forward. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.